I'm excited for this DIY kit. We're gonna make this cute cheesecloth ghost. To make the stand, you'll need a 5-inch round ball with some plastic wrap, a 12-inch vase along with the book in case you need the extra height, and a mixing bowl along with the whisk. Let's check out what's in the kit. You're gonna get 2 pieces of black felt for the ghost eyes, rose pink felt along with black tassel, and a seagrass green felt, and a dark plum felt, along with an old gold piece of felt, all for the felt flowers. And let's open this up. This is the cheesecloth. It's a 42-inch round. You'll need a sharp pair of scissors, along with, of course, a hot glue gun with some hot glue. I'm excited. Time to make the cheesecloth ghost. Let's make the cornstarch glue. You're gonna mix together 1 cup of cornstarch along with 2 cups of water. Mix until combined, and let's take it over to the microwave. You'll heat it for 30 seconds at a time and mix in between each 30 seconds. It will stay in a liquid form until all of a sudden it comes out looking like this paste, which usually takes 2 to 3 minutes. Let the paste cool, and then we can take out the cheesecloth and start drenching the whole thing in the cornstarch glue. Now's a good time to mention that you should have a drop mat in your workspace. I'm using some silicone mats. You can use parchment, newspaper, anything you need, but make sure it's actually under your workspace. I failed to move mine over, so I made kind of a mess, but that's okay. I had fun getting my hands messy with the cornstarch paste. You don't need a thick layer of the paste, just enough to cover the cheesecloth and cover it all over. Stretch out the cheesecloth and get ready to drape it on your stand. This is where your ghost starts to take shape. Pull out all the wrinkles from the cheesecloth and make sure that it touches the surface that you're working on. This will allow the cheesecloth ghost to stand on its own. The ghost will take this shape once it dries, so take a moment to shape it how you would like. The ghost will need to dry for at least 4 or 5 hours, but I like to let it dry out overnight. That way I don't even have to think twice about it. Let's go ahead and clean out this bowl because cleaning this paste is a pain if you let it dry. So while the cheesecloth ghost is setting, let's move on to the felt flowers. First up is the chrysanthemum felt flower. Take your old gold piece of felt that's about 12 inches long, make sure you have your hot glue gun on, and you're going to hot glue the 2 seams together all the way along the length of the old gold felt. Once the glue is set, we're going to cut notches all the way down the fold. Every 1/4 inch, cut a notch. Make sure you don't cut all the way through. You still want about a 1/4 inch at the base so we can roll this up on it to itself and make the chrysanthemum. So there you go. 1/4 inch notches all the way down. So take a bit of your hot glue and place it onto one edge of the felt and start rolling the felt onto itself. And you'll continue doing that the whole length of the felt, just a little bit at a time, and let it set for a bit too as you're rolling it. At the very end, you'll make sure that the hot glue comes to the edge so you have a clean felt flower. And there you go. There is your chrysanthemum. Next is our poppy felt flower. Let's get out the 4-inch square of the pink rose felt and cut this square into 4s by folding in half and cutting it into 2 pieces, and then folding each piece in half again for 4ths and cutting for a total of 4 squares. Pick up one of the squares and cut a wide, elongated, and curvy W at the top of the felt so that it reaches from one side to the opposite side of the square. At the finish of the W, continue cutting at a straight angle, like towards the bottom of the petal, so you can cut off approximately a 1/4 inch at the bottom of your petal. And we'll repeat this on the other side. Smooth out any parts of the petal, and then repeat the elongated W on the other 3 petals. along with the angled cuts. So now you have 4 petals for the poppy. Now let's shape the petal. With a petal in one hand, pinch the bottom outsides to the center so that you have a W crimp in the felt. Place hot glue between each of the folds and then hold the crimp together until it dries, so you make sure that the petal is secure. Repeat this crimp for each of the 4 petals. Let's shape the poppy. We're going to stage each of the petals into a square, and you want to get them as close together as possible. We're going to grab 2 of the petals and hot glue them at a 90-degree angle at the base and hold the pieces together until they're dry, like so. And repeat on the other side. Now we're going to glue the 2 sets together, creating that box that we staged. And there you go. There's the shape of the poppy. Next up is the stamen. So grab the 5-inch piece of black tassel and cut away the bottom wavy 1/4-inch base so you have a flat surface to work with. Next, we're going to roll up the tassel onto itself. And glue the base of the stamen. And then place it onto the center of the poppy. We're going to fluff up this tassel by placing hot glue all around the base of the black tassel. And then we are going to spread out the tassel so it attaches to the glue and it becomes more full. We're all done with the poppy. How beautiful. All right, 2 down, 1 more to go. So let's grab the dark plum 5 by 5 inch felt square and let's make the ruffled rose. We are cutting out a 5-inch diameter circle by trimming each corner of the square. Select one side of the felt square. From the center of that side, cut a convex shape to the center of the adjacent side and repeat that cut on all 4 sides until you have a circle. Now let's cut a spiral into the center of the circle. You're going to cut about a 3/4 inch thick spiral all the way around. Try your best to keep the spiral width even. And then when you get to the bottom, leave a tab of felt in the center so you can glue all the ruffled rose together. Like so. Let's ruffle up this rose. In order to do so, we need to cut out notches every 1/2 inch to inch. And do that all the way on the outside of the spiral until you get to the center of the ruffled rose. The ruffled rose is ready to be rolled up. So starting from the tail end of the ruffled rose, you will roll in with a little bit of glue, roll the tail end into itself, and keep rolling, adding glue every so often, keeping the center or the base of the flower flat, and roll all the way until you reach the tab that we created. Once you get to that tab, you'll load up the glue onto the base of the felt flower, and then you will glue the tab onto the ruffled rose. And there you go. The ruffled rose is ready. How sweet is that? Let's create the simple leaves. Taking the 4-inch square of seagrass felt, cut the square into 4s by folding in half and cutting it into 2 pieces. Fold the pieces in half again for 4ths and cut for a total of 4 squares. Grab 1 2-inch square of felt and cut in a convex arch from one corner to the opposite corner. Repeat the convex arch back to the original corner. Now you'll have a simple leaf. Repeat with the other 3 green squares for the poppy and the chrysanthemum felt flowers. Time to put flower to leaf. So let's start loading up some glue on one of the simple leaves and place the ruffled rose on there, the poppy, and the chrysanthemum. You will have 1 leaf left over, and we will use it for the finishing touches on the cheesecloth ghost. Ooh, we are almost there. Now we just need to cut out the ghost's eyes. So with your black felt, go ahead and round each of the corners so you have an elongated oval shape. Then repeat the cuts on the second piece of felt. How pretty. Look how sweet this is. I can't wait to put it on the cheesecloth ghost. So speaking of, let's go see if the cornstarch glue has set. If your cheesecloth is all dry, you can remove the ball from inside and take the cheesecloth ghost off the stand to allow it to stand on its own. Let's add these finishing touches we've been working on, starting with the black eyes. Load up tons of glue and go ahead and place it on your ghost where you see fit. There's one eye, and then let's get the second eye on there as well. Take a minute to plot out where you want to place the felt flowers, so when we start gluing, we know exactly where we want them to be. Center just above the eyes, place the extra seagrass leaf with 1 tip hanging towards the eyes at a 45-degree angle, and glue down. Place the old gold chrysanthemum felt flower on top of the center leaf, with the tip of its leaf pointing towards the back. Plot the dark plum ruffled rose to the ghost's left side of the chrysanthemum, with the leaf pointed towards the ground. On the ghost's right side, glue the rose pink poppy felt flower with the leaf pointed towards the ground. Snuggle those felt flowers close together for a beautiful floral crown. Yay, you did it! Look how cute this ghost is. Go enjoy it somewhere special, and thank you for joining me. If you enjoyed this, there's more crafts and recipes at MarissaHome.com and on YouTube, Marissa Home. Let's make something beautiful.